This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
It's Tuesday, April the 14th, 2015, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that outspoken Minister of Commerce Donville Innes has told Antigua and Barbados Prime Minister Gaston Brown to take a breath and have a sober conversation with his regional counterparts about LIAT, instead of making undiplomatic and outlandish statements. His comments in an interview with Barbados Today follow Brown describing as treason a reported plan to replace the Antigua-based LIAT with a Barbados-owned carrier. It was at the end of last month that reports began circulating that a proposal had been put to Barbados, the major LIAT shareholder, to establish an airline. Brown's reaction was swift, and he said such a move was not in the spirit of good relations and warned that he would be seeking the resignation of LIAT's Chief Executive Officer, David Evans, if he was the one who spearheaded the plan. Innes has blasted Brown, whose government is one of 4 shareholders, saying his comments were very strong and could be considered very damaging to regional integration. No new taxes, please. That is the plea Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Private Sector Association, Anne Reid, is making to the government. Reid told Barbados Today that any new taxes at this time would have a negative impact on businesses and households across the island. She said what the private sector needed instead was a better enabling environment. Her sentiments come ahead of the budget expected to be presented soon by Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair. The tax plea also comes on the heels of a similar call over the weekend from the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which also urged government to maintain tax concessions and allowances for investments and accelerate VAT refunds to businesses, among other measures. Reid said while she understood that the government wanted to raise revenue so it could pay its bills, it would not be wise to do so through the imposition of new taxes on businesses. A man dubbed the $100 thief, whose picture was being circulated on social media after he targeted elderly women and claimed to be delivering money and goods from their relatives, has been caught and is now behind bars. Ricardo Cortez Brown was sentenced to 36 months in prison yesterday after admitting to 12 counts of stealing $1,890 in cash and one charge of intent to commit theft. All of the Woodbourne St. Philip residents' victims were between the ages of 67 and 91, and only one was male. The 54-year-old appeared before Chief Magistrate Palmer Beckles in the Oysins Magistrates Court after police investigations into a string of thefts across the island led to his arrest. He pleaded guilty to committing the offenses between September 23rd last year and last month. Beckles took issue with the fact that Brown, who had more than 50 convictions, including 15 for fraud and over 30 for theft, had taken advantage of seniors. Meanwhile, the 32-year-old man is expected to appear in court today charged with arson following Sunday night's fire in Deacons Road, St. Michael. Ryan Ben is accused of setting a fire which destroyed a house and 2 mechanic workshops in Brandon's Gap, St. Michael, where he resides. 2 cars were also damaged in the blaze. Ben is reported to be mentally ill. It took firefighters over 2 hours to extinguish the fire.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits, with a solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow
A test of character. A test of focus. A test of will. A test of resilience. A test of courage. Barbados, the test is on. West Indies, England, May 1st at the Mecca. Tickets $30, $40, $50, and $60. It's on.
Are you Barbados is on?
FAS Entertainment presents the Digicel Vintage Reggae Show and Dance featuring Marcia Griffiths, Dubby Thompson, Fab Five,
I'm the man they call sweet.
Boris Gardner,
I wanna wake up with you.
Leroy Gibbons,
Magic moment.
Shaka Demus and Pliers, Admiral Bet, plus Biggie Irie and Super Ruben. MC Admiral International, the Digicel Vintage Reggae Show and Dance. Friday, April 24th, Garfield Somers Gymnasium. Showtime, 9 p.m.
In regional news now, despite the rise in gun violence in St. Lucia, the Home Affairs and National Security Minister is content with the degree of security issued to the country's state and justice officials. Minister Philip Lacourbiniere remains resolute in bringing the perpetrators of the recent homicides to justice.
The National Security Minister, Philip Lacourbiniere, in an exclusive with News Force this week, acknowledged the apparent emergence of, in his words, a more sophisticated and ruthless breed of criminal. According to the minister, police intelligence indicates some of the alleged perpetrators are believed to be mere teenagers, not bound by the, quote, street code. However, Lacourbiniere disclosed the nation's law enforcement authorities are more than capable of doing battle with these offenders and restoring peace on the streets. He said his confidence is unwavering.
I must set the example. If I am saying to the citizens, listen, I have confidence in the work that we are doing, I should be prepared to do it, to walk the city anytime. And in fact, many people don't know, but even last week, I was down in the city at some point in the evening, and sometimes I actually come into the city very late at night myself, just to see what is going on, to get a sense as to whether or not the city is in fact calm, is it well policed, and so on. And these are things that I do from time to time.
On the global scene, in the latest of a series of killings of unarmed men by police in the United States, Tulsa County Reserve Deputy Robert Bates is charged with second-degree manslaughter. The Tulsa County deputy who shot and killed a man instead of using his taser now faces a manslaughter charge. Video shows Reserve Deputy Robert Bates announcing he is going to deploy his taser after an undercover weapon sting on April the 2nd, but then shooting Eric Courtney Harris in the back with a handgun. We have a report from the CNN.
The Sheriff's Department, who we just finished speaking with a little while ago, had recommended to the district attorney that no charges be filed against him, that this was an excusable offense in a situation that occurred given the dynamic of the dangerous situation that these deputies found themselves in. People need to understand the different terminologies here. Mr. Bates was a reserve deputy with the Tulsa County Sheriff's Department. This is different from a full-fledged deputy, but sheriff officials that we spoke with say that Mr. Bates had gone through extensive training, more than 300 hours worth of training, that he was a certified reserve deputy in the state of Oklahoma, and essentially he could operate as any other law enforcement official. So he had the ability to make arrests, make traffic stops, work in any kind of capacity, just like a regular deputy with the Sheriff's Department.
And that's our Barbados Today morning news update. But you can join us again this afternoon. Remember, though, to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into Channel 101 on Lime TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.